Hey, what's up everyone? In today's video we'll be talking about the ABUS XP2s. This is a pretty cool dimple lock with a really difficult interactive element. So let's take a look what's inside. So here is our key. On the left side we have some bitting for the main stack. On the right side 3 cuts for passive pins and a little interactive element. And what's important is that it can be depressed actually down. It's spring loaded, but it doesn't push anything up. It mainly goes down. And some more passive pins on the side. Looking at the housing, there is something that almost look like sidebar slots, but it's not for sidebar, it's for this interactive. There's one in position 12 and 3. And the plug. So the keyway is actually pretty restrictive. It's definitely one of the more restrictive keyways. There are six chambers for the main stack. There are some chambers for passive pins, and 5 of these are for passive pins, and this last one is important because it's for the interactive element, and you can see that it's wider. It goes on like almost like a normal chamber, but suddenly it gets wider, and there is like a ledge in here on the edge of this chamber. You can see on both sides this is very important part, this ledge. So before we talk about the drivers, I would like to talk about the interactive element a little because it's really cool, although I will probably have some problems explaining it because it's kind of difficult concept to grasp, at least for me, and I'm not really that good at explaining this kind of thing. So alright, so the interactive consists of 2 parts. This is, let's call it for the sake of simplicity, the key pin part. This is what interacts with the key. And the other part is almost like a cap. So it looks like this, but from the bottom you can see that it's a hole. It's a hole. And between these 2 parts there is the tiniest spring you have ever seen in your life. And it's here, and I won't even touch it because it's almost like it wasn't solid. So it has 2 sides, one is wider, one is thinner, and that's basically between these 2 parts. When the lock turns, or when the lock is open, or when the key is inside, the interactive looks like this. Let me give you okay. So this cap actually goes into this bottom part, and it forms like this little thing, and this is like the end stage when the lock is turning. This is what it looks like, but at the resting state it looks a bit different. Let me show you. So we have this white chamber, and it has this ledge. If you remember, I told you that that's like a very important thing. So let's put this here. Okay, there it is. And let's put this cap on the top. And as I do it, I will just show you. Okay, I won't. Whatever. I will show later. So now you can see that despite both of these are together, this cap still sort of pokes out of the plug, and it would not enable the plug to turn in this state. But here comes the key. So if you remember, there's this spring-loaded interactive part that can be depressed. So as I turn, or actually as I insert the key, first thing this key does is it pushes the whole stack a bit high, so this cap protrudes even more out of the plug. But thanks to the spring-loaded part, As soon as I start turning the plug, look at what happens. This can go down. This can go down all the way into the plug. So the lock will turn there. So that's pretty cool. And this happens, of course, as you insert the key. But let's think about what happens if I don't have the key and I put tension on the lock. So, of course, as soon as I put tension, let's say I put clockwise tension in there, this cap is not joined with the key pin. So the key pin is actually not holding it in place. And there is nothing that would prevent this cap from displacing to the side. And by doing this, it will actually catch this ledge with one of the edges. You can see that, yeah, now I turned it actually the correct way. But I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here is that basically if these two are not joined together, and you put tension on the lock, this will be displaced to the side, this cap, and it will not be able to join with its friend here because this ledge will block it. So that's basically the reason why this lock is so tricky. It's because of this interactive. It tends to bind towards the end of the peak. That's the problem when you have a really deep false set. And you can imagine that in a really deep false set, this cap is really displaced a lot. It's not like on the side, but it's really under an angle. And what you have to do, of course, you have to rotate a lot back. You have to rotate almost to a neutral position. And after you do that, this cap will sort of fall down on this key pin. These two friends will join, and after that it's good to hold them pushed down, so the plug can turn. So yeah, hopefully it's at least a little bit understandable. I'm not gonna lie, it took me a while to understand the whole function of this. But it's a really cool design. I really like it, so I wanted to take my time to explain it. So there's the interactive, and let's not forget about the drivers. So in position 1, we have something that looks almost like a barrel, but it's not because it doesn't have these sharp lips. But it can function sort of like a T-pin, I guess, because of this step down. Position 2, there's like a really long spool, but it's not only a spool, it also has like a step down on the bottom, as you can see. In position 3, there's probably the coolest pin. Looks normal at first glance, but it's actually a pin in pin. I could push, I just did. I pulled it out, and you can see that this is hollow. And God knows where it fell. There it is. This is inside. So a pin in pin in an ABUS lock. Interesting. And in positions 4, 5 and 6 we have these spools that have this step down I mentioned. So almost like a challenge lock, right? And the key pins are security as well. 5 of them look like this. You can see there's like a serration. And I can imagine this would give you counter rotation if you overset it. And in position 1 there's something similar, but it looks a bit nicer, right? Worth mentioning, in position 1 the spring is from different metal and it's a bit stronger. I highly doubt it's for drilling protection, but it can give you a different feedback, so more stuff to confuse you. Okay, so what did I use to pick this lock? Basically, this multi-pick SP45, it really fits well into the keyway. So that was the tensioner, and to actually pick it, I used number 7 from the left side of the lock, and I used the back of the flag. And for the interactive element, this multi-pick number 9 turned out to be pretty effective because yeah, I could get from the right side of the main stack and push it sort of down. So that's what I used. All right, I think that's all I wanted to say, and probably even more. But yeah, I just really like the design of this lock, so I wanted to explain it as best as I could. All right, so I think that's everything I wanted to say. At last, let's get this lock picked. All right, here we go. Keyworks. Let's go clockwise because I found that the interactive is a bit easier to set that way. Okay, so yeah, 1 and 2 are loose, 3 is binding. Click there, but I don't think I set him. Okay, now I did. Little bit of co-rotation. Click on 4. 5 counter rotation. Little click there. Little click out of 6 too. Okay, back to 1. Click out 2. I have a pretty deep fall set now. Let's see. 4 seems to be set. So is 5. And 6, I don't know. Let me just check again. So these lifts are pretty high. 5 is good. Maybe I already set everything. So, because I try to preset the spools in 4, 5 and 6, because I know it's better that way from experience. And now it sort of feels like maybe we're ready to set the interactive. So with this multi-pick number 9, I will go just to the back and sort of move it to the left a bit. Okay, I think there's the bump. Let me just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay. So I'll try to set it now. That was just me sleeping or something. Okay. I'm not sure if I set everything in the main stack. Probably better check it again. I think I did. Nothing is giving me any more feedback. Okay, let's try again with this tricky interactive. Okay, so I think I set something, but okay, I locked it on turn, but I tried to push 3 up and I got even deeper fall set. So maybe now okay. Trying to push it down. Okay, no luck just yet. Let's try again. Nope, I just dropped something out of the main stack. Never mind. Let me see, what was it? It was 3. Okay, now the faucet is actually so deep that I refuse to believe that it won't open now. Okay, let's get to the interactive again. Okay, I think I opened it, but now this, I don't know, screw is blocking the rotation, so let's see if we have the open, but I'm pretty sure we do. Yes, there it is. Okay. So perfect. Okay, so as you can see, interactive is really tricky, and gutting, I think the gutting is tricky too, so we better start and be careful not to lose anything. Okay, this goes a bit lower. Okay. So what do we need? We need the key. There's a follower in here, and I'm pretty sure I saw a shim somewhere. Okay, let me just grab one, because I think it's good to have one when gutting this lock. This one is pretty destroyed. Okay, sorry for the delay. Okay, I got it. I got the shim. So there's basically pins coming out of 3 directions, as far as I know, in here, so it's pretty annoying. And let me see if I can remove this circlip in a nice way. Okay, I will deform it a little, but it doesn't matter. It can be bent back, I'm pretty sure. It's really soft metal. Okay. Come on. Oops, I didn't really want to bend it upwards, but whatever. Okay, so I think the only place where there are no pins is on the right side. Okay, so I will just hold it like this, and let me grab the shim, and okay, perfect. All right, and now I think that okay, on the right there are no pins, so the key pins will be here, passives will be here, and I don't need to catch those bottom. Okay, so far so good. Okay, I think we have it all. Perfect. So now I think we can start dumping. Okay, there are passives in position 1 and 5. Just a note, 1 and 4. Just a note to myself. Let's try to sort of. Okay, we're dealt with the passives. That's good. Now I would like to remove this interactive. Okay, it's here. Very carefully. There are more passives on the bottom actually. Okay. So there's the tweezers, so there's the cap. And this tiny spring. Okay, it just went flying. I knew this will happen. Fuck. Okay, I will need to find it later. And okay, let me just dump the. I don't think I will find the spring actually. That's just straight up impossible. Because I already lost one. I should have just dumped it, not tried to grab it. Okay, whatever. like so. At least we have all the all the key pins out. So these are the bottom ones in positions. Actually, these are the side ones. Positions 2, and I think it was 5. And do this go out? I don't know. I'm not sure. This one should definitely go out because that's the other part of the interactive. Like this. And I don't know about these ones. Probably. Yes, they do. Okay, I have them out. Hopefully these are the same like the ones on the side. I think they are. That can be easily arranged by looking at the key. Okay, so we have everything out. Unfortunately about the spring, I really don't think I will find it. Okay, let's remove the drivers. So there is the first one. There's driver 2. There is driver 3 and 4 and 5. Nice pools. And 6. The shim we won't need anymore. Perfect. Oops, I think one of these springs is different. I think it's in position 1, but I will just check some other video. Oh, I almost lost another one, fuck. Okay, so this is not exactly something I'm proud of. But yeah, we have everything out. So let me give you a close-up, and there's the plug and the passives and the housing. Alright guys, so before I start looking for the damn tiny spring, thank you for watching. Hopefully we will see each other very soon with the next video. Bye.